Welcome to Kevin 27 World. It shows Kevin 27 back with another fire episode. And today we have The Sinners instant reaction. I just left the theater with the love of my life, so we are gonna talk about this movie, give it an instant reaction. But before we get into that, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe on this video on YouTube and turn on that notification bell at Kevin 27 World. That's WRLD. Also, please give a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and you can follow on Spotify as well at Kevin 27 World. And please, straight out of Marvel. And if you're looking for more reviews, we are doing The Last of Us, okay, every Sunday. So let's talk about Sinners, man. Sinners, one of my favorite films of the year so far, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't even is no BS to it. I was feeling Sinners, man. So we starring Michael B. Jordan. And if I'm gonna keep it honest, and that's what you guys pay me for, is Michael B. Jordan's best performance of the year. Or not the year, but it's his best performance of all time. Better than anything he did in Creed. It might rival Fruitvale Station, but I think his performance here in Sinners is better. If I could just be frank. So Sinners is two guys trying to leave their troubled lives behind. Twin brothers return to the hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. So apparently they was like some boosters, some robbers or whatever. They was in Chicago. They robbed the Italians for their liquor. They robbed the Irish people for their liquor, and then they brought it down to Mississippi or whatever. I'm assuming it's Mississippi, for them to set up a juke joint there and really get it popping. And I thought it was a great premise. If I'm looking at the cast, I thought the cast was really good. Let's talk about the cast. Who is my favorite? I mean, obviously Michael B. Jordan, a standout. It's his movie. But I thought the old man did a really good job. Now Haley Steinfeld, she played a white girl with a black mama, or I think she said the mom or the dad was black and white or whatever, so she was kind of black, a little bit of black, at least how they made her look in the film, but she did a good job. I thought she was right there next to Michael B. Jordan as far as performance. Now, Wunmi Mosaku, she plays Annie, which was one of Michael B. Jordan's, which was Smoke's girlfriend, or baby moms or whatever. She always does a good job. She's Hunter B14 in Loki. She always does a good job. And Miles Cadden, who played Sammy Moore, he did a great job. The singing that he was able to do, incredible. I loved it. The music that was going on was phenomenal in the entire film. Even the folk music that was played by the White Devils or the White Vampires, whatever you want to call them, even their folk music was really done well. So Ryan Coogler, man, he really stuck his foot in this one, and he really did a good job. Ryan Coogler is on a heater. He hasn't put out one bad movie yet. So this is just another one that's going to do well at the box office. The theater was packed when I went. And it's going to remain packed. I believe this movie should do numbers. So, typical. I don't want to say typical vampire film, because what it was is the guy Sammy unlocked something when he was singing, and with that unlock brought the vampires in, and they needed him to, I'm guessing, for more eternal life. I'm not understanding that part. But one thing I liked was they couldn't go inside unless you invite them in. So once you invite the devil in, that's when they were able to wreak havoc. Now, this is a thing because it's about sinning and all of this stuff. You don't want to let the devil in. And that's doing stuff like watching horror films or listening to raunchy rap music or whatever the heck, rock music. All that is letting the devil into your intrusive thoughts. So I like the metaphor that was displayed on that because it's really a true thing. You know what I mean? Like, you may not think about it, but all of the stuff that we're intaking every day, just so much negative stuff, and then you try to live your life righteousness, but you're not doing it all the way. So I mean, that's what that is, but I appreciate what was done in this film. I thought it was done very well. Michael B. Jordan acting two characters, Smoke and Stack. I thought he did extraordinary. The only problem is, and not even a problem, because you would have some twins that are exactly alike because they're identical twins. They were just they were just too much of the same person. That was my only problem. But other than that, like, if they were wearing the same color, you wouldn't be able to interpret who's Smoke and who's Stack. But I mean, that's just my only little nitpick. I really don't have any other nitpicks than that. The guy who played Remick, Jack O'Connell, he did a good job. Jamie Lawson, she was one of the thotties. Omar Miller, he played Cornbread. Like, they even had an Asian in here, Lee Jun Lee. She was the one that said, "Come in, motherfuckers." That was hard. I love that part. It's like, I get it from her perspective. Bro, my husband's dead already. So I don't care. Like, my husband's dead. They probably killed my daughter. I don't care about none of this stuff. That's all people be living for. Once you get into like your 40s or late 30s, 40s, and you got kids, that's all you living for. Your husband and your wife. Or your husband, your wife, your kid, whatever the hell. You take that from me, what else do I have? Take that from me, what do I have? So the one who played Delta Slim, which was Delroy Lindo, so I hadn't seen him in the movie in a while. Quite a while. I would like to see what he's been in a minute. Because I hadn't seen this guy in a, okay, The Five Bloods. So that was the last thing I see. So I ain't gonna say it's been a minute. That was the last thing I seen him in. But he was really good. I mean, yeah, he was in The Harder They Fall. Yeah, he's been in some real classics in the last couple of years. The Five Bloods is a really good movie. So yeah, man, they did really well on this film. I highly recommend you go see it. Take your shorty on a date night and go watch this movie, man, and enjoy it. The ending for me a little bit anticlimactic until the ending ended. So it was a part where they got rid of all the vampires, and I was just like, damn, that was it. I don't want to say it was easy because they lost a lot of life, but the way they did it, it was just like, damn. If the Asian lady would have just waited just a little bit, they would have been good. So that was terrible. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Once we got the whole setup about how the white guy who sold them the property ended up like trying to set them up anyways to kill everyone, and he showed up and killed all of them with the sniper, and then pulled up with the Tommy gun and bam, 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 mowed them all down. Absolute cinema. Love Michael B. Jordan for that. So yeah, with that being said, we're going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, bro. The only thing that took me out, and I get it was meant to be like a history lesson when you talk about the music and how all of the music is connected and all of that stuff. And I get it, so don't get it wrong, don't get it twisted. But it just took me out just a little bit because we in this 1920 setting, and then we start seeing people rapping on turntables and twerking and all that shit. And I get the message that they were trying to convey. Just took me out just a little bit because now you're taking me out from the movie and you're trying to give me a history lesson. So it's like, I get it, but at the same time, it's just like, I didn't need that. Me personally, I didn't need that. Especially once they start going to like rapping on turntables. I just didn't need that. When they went back further, for sure. But the futuristic stuff, I didn't need it. So you talking about you going almost 100 years in the future. But I get the message that was being conveyed, okay? So that's how we feeling, man, about Sinners. So on if we could just go real quick, let's look it up on here. Let's look up Sinners and let's look at the Rotten Tomatoes. Because I'm on the Rotten Tomatoes right now. So as you guys can see, Sinners is doing really well, man. You love to see it, bro. You love to see it. 97% on the tomato meter, 98% on the popcorn meter, which is the audience score. I mean, and that's with over 250 reviews, man. So, I mean, the audience is spoken, man. The audience loves Sinners, and so do I. Highly recommend you go see it. So, it's nothing really much to be said, man. The cast, the crew, the directors, the producers, everyone did a good job. So, it was a post-credit scene. Now, I didn't get to catch the last one because, so I know it was a mid-credit scene, then I hear it was a post-credit scene. Didn't get to catch the last one because, you know, I had a family emergency, I had to go. But, the initial mid-credit scene was, who is it? Sammy, the one who plays Sammy Moore. He ends up living his life, still playing guitar, because at the end, so the movie starts with Sammy walking into the church with his guitar, and the dad calling him a sinner and telling him to put the guitar down. His voice belongs to the Lord and all of this good shit, right? That's how that ends up happening. And then we go to a day later and that, or a day before, and then that's how we end up getting the backstory as to why he going there. So he goes, and he, after that, he's able to live his life. And I'm not sure if he gets famous or whatever. But, I mean, if you can play the guitar as well as he could play, you're going to make something of yourself. So he ended up being a somebody and made something of himself. And that happens. And he's walking, or not he's walking, but he's in a bar. And someone asks him, oh, it's some people looking to meet you. Can I invite them in? And he says, yeah. Now, you got to remember, this was like in the 20s. When this happened. So this was 1992. So he's probably like in his 80s at this point, still doing his thing. And who was it? Smoke. Smoke was the one who ended up getting turned into a vampire. He walked in with Haley Steinfeld's character, Mary, and they're 1990s out. You know, obviously got on the Coogee sweater and all that stuff. And you know, they talked to him, and he's like, "Well, how did you make it? I thought he killed everyone." And we get the reveal that, you know, the brother couldn't actually kill him because he knows it's not his brother, but I guess it's just the flesh. So he didn't kill him, but he said he made him promise to let you know, Sammy live out his life, and he did that. And even when he went to meet Sammy, he still didn't kill him. He just wanted to hear a song from Sammy, that song that they played when he was in the car. So that was an incredible way to wrap it up, and I really enjoyed it, man. So please, if you enjoyed this review, give a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Give a like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's your host, Kevin27. Believe until you make believers, and I'll see you on the next one. If you're listening, please, we got an interview coming up with a director from a movie. Please stay tuned. It shows Kevin27. Believe it till you make believers.